and welcome to this week's edition of Wrist Locks and Long Talks. My name is Jamie, and today I am joined by look at the sweet little face. I'm sorry, the sweet little face. I'm joined by the leading man of professional wrestling. I am joined by Mr. Tony Wright. Yay!
Hello. Thank you. I'm looking at the imaginary audience in my room.
I believe in you. They are all there. You know, I feel.
Thank you for having me.
I've just realised I forgot to put my glasses on, so I'm going to have such a headache. But at least I haven't got the glare from the screen now, so that's a bonus.
Yeah,
swings and roundabouts, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Tony Wright, how the devil are you today?
I'm doing all right. Monday and Tuesday tend to sort of be what is my weekend. So I've done not a lot today. Is essentially it.
Fair,
So,
just a nice lazy day.
Oh yeah, the laziest.
Jealous, so jealous. I get to have laziness in about an hour and a half, so yay.
And that's nice little evening.
I've got to keep my fingers crossed. So, right, last time we spoke on a podcast, you had just participated in your 50th match. So that was a long time ago.
Wow, that's crazy.
It was. So what number are we up to now?
So I've got it in my little book. Let me have a look. Yeah. I write every single match down. Somewhere along the way, I swapped from a note on my phone to a written book. But we were about 90 matches in at that point, so it took forever to do, and I got cramps in my hand. But it was worth it. So I've got a little physical diary of every match I've ever done. We are now up to 147.
Oh, why couldn't I have waited for 3 more matches?
I know. We're so close.
Oh my days. So that's 97 matches since we last spoke on a podcast. And not the last time we spoke, obviously, because we spoke on Wednesday. So, but oh my God.
Yeah, to be fair, you would have been at quite a few of those.
I probably have been at a lot of them.
Yeah.
And honestly, from your 50th match up to now, from what I've been seeing, mate, can you stop getting good? Every match just gets better and better. And I'm like, right, there's got to be a cutoff point for this man's success now. You can't be getting that much more better. It's not fair.
I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm still chasing more. I've not quite. I ticked off a lot of little goals and stuff, but I'm always pushing for something else. So I am trying to make sure every match is better, so I can hit the next targets and hit the targets after that. But yeah, I definitely do feel, especially in the last couple of months, I feel like a really big difference in how I can approach matches, how I feel in the matches, how I feel after them. I definitely feel like the improvements and stuff. It's quite cool.
There is a more air of confidence about you as well on match days. I must admit, when I first met you, obviously you were like this timid and quite quiet and shy young man, and now you have come into your own. And that's not to say you're a loud person. That's me. I'm the gobby one, but you are. There is that air of confidence about you where you're just like, right, okay, and I belong here. I know what I'm doing. I can do this. And it's such a stark contrast to see how it was then to how it is now, and it's incredible that I've been able to see that evolve.
Oh, yeah, it's I think that's always been everything I've ever done or anything I ever do. I always start that way, very, very shy, very timid. I've never been able to sort of shake that. But I think because obviously I love wrestling so much and I know it so much now that the confidence comes really slowly, but it is sort of here. I had that back when I did stand up and stuff. I was the same there, really shy, really timid. And then towards the last couple of years, I was like, okay, this is my space. This is the one place I know I can just sort of relax a bit. So yeah, I think wrestling's become that a little bit of. I think it's the safety net of I know what I'm doing. So even if I don't know what I'm doing that day, I'll figure it out. I don't have to stress. It's
Yeah.
okay.
It's
You
like
know,
it'll all just happen. It's all good.
at the end of the day, a show will happen,
Yeah.
and I know that I'm going to try my best to make it a good one. And
Yeah.
that's the only things I can sort of bring to the day. Anything else is wasted energy. But also, yeah, I guess it's familiarity as well. I see a lot of the same people, and I have to get like comfortable around people.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, particularly, I guess the shows I see you at are my more regular uh, sort of stomping grounds. So turning up to those venues and seeing those people, it feels very like homely.
Yeah.
But I guess there's probably still other shows and other places that I go to that I'm very timid and very shy. I go back to that person.
Well, you need to not be that person because look at you, you're like a big blooming flower, and like you just need to be there and be like, "Hi, I'm here. Hello."
Yeah, I think it's I'm trying to learn how to just sort of like do that from the off. It's taking some time, but as I'm getting older, I'm getting better at it.
Good. It's what we like to hear. But speaking of familiarity and things, you've recently had, I mean, I say recently, it's probably not that recent now, but it's recent enough. You've had obviously a run of matches with people like Chris Ridgway, with Sam Bailey, like how were those feuds for you? Obviously, like we know Sam Bailey, he is incredible. Chris Ridgway, incredible. And you've had the opportunity to obviously be in the ring with both of those several times. Like, how was that for you?
Um, it's very, very special, I think. Uh, both of those people train me. Sam has been like my trainer the whole way through, and the last few years, Ridgeway's had a really big hand in like helping me develop. And both of them have such different perspectives on wrestling, but almost everything they say or everything they do, I go, yeah, it's just incredible. Um, the matches with Sam were a little bit different again because we're we've had such a journey outside of the ring. We've known each other for a long time. There's that part really always like adds a lot of weight and always means a lot when I get to wrestle him. But also our work has kind of been staggered throughout my wrestling journey. He was my first ever singles match. We wrestled again 2 years later in a singles match, and then about a year to the day almost for that big match at Atomic's content show this year. So there's
Mm.
been big gaps in between. And I think something was what really, really loved about that is one, every single time is really fun. It feels like my best work. Um, I always learn so much because he's so good. Yeah, I feel like I get to step up each time, but I also really love that every time I've wrestled him, because there's been so much time in between, I think I get to show him that I've stepped up in that
Yeah.
time as well. So I go into it better than I was before, and then I leave even better than I was 20 minutes before, before the bell rang. It's
Yeah.
great. And a similar thing to Chris as well. Obviously, working with him has been a bit more recent. We wrestled for the first time last year, and then recently, it was about 2 weeks ago. Um, but yeah, his approach to wrestling and wrestling him is so different to everyone else. It is a challenge. Like you've got to you got to step up. You've got to you've got to give it your all when you're wrestling Chris. And again, every time I leave the matches with him, I go, "You've completely changed my perspective on wrestling for the better." And I feel so refreshed, and I feel like so much more. I get a confident, comfortable. Yeah, I could do this. I know what I'm doing. It's yeah, both of those people are so great to wrestle in general, but they always like working with them is very special to me.
Yeah. The one match I am gutted that I missed of yours was the one against Chris Ridgway, but it was where you'd swapped, and I've seen pictures of it, and I was just like, what the hell has happened, and what have I missed? It looked
Yeah,
incredible. How much fun did you have pretending to be Chris Ridgway?
it was insane. One of the best days of my life. Um, Down to figuring out what I was going to do for like little costume bits. I wore a wig cap that flew off immediately. I tried to. Here's the thing, right? Here's a gripe that I have in the real world. When you look on like fancy dress sites and Amazon and stuff for bald caps and for costumes, they only do one color. I was
Yeah.
trying to look for something that matches me, and there wasn't anything. So I just had to buy this like brown net, like that goes under a wig cap. And it was useless. It didn't fit my head. It flew off as soon as we locked up. That's all we did, and it flew off. And I was like, well, I guess that illusion's gone. Um, but yeah, it was really really enjoyable. I studied him so much to try and not just go like, okay, Ridgway does kicks and he does these strikes and he's really good at technical wrestler. I was watching the way he like walks and the way he like writhes around on the floor when he's been like bumped and taken down. I was trying to get those little details,
Mm.
and there was a moment where I saw him break because he did like my move against me, which is quite wild. It's really weird getting hit by your own moves in seeing someone in your own clothes is really weird. But he did like my booty attack off the second rope, and it hit me, and I went down. And he does this thing where when he gets knocked down, he like wiggles his legs in the air like that. Just just kicks his legs. So I did that, and he turned around, and I saw him just laugh because he didn't expect me to do such a small little detail like that. Um, so it was quite fun to just try and like um, make him break.
Yeah. Oh, but like honestly, I'm surprised that you both weren't just in fits of giggles throughout the entire thing because it looked incredible. And honestly, you have no idea how angry I was that I missed it. I was just like, why am I at home? Why am I looking after my children? Why aren't I there?
Um, if it's side note, if it's one that you want to see and you haven't seen it yet, I think I might have a link somewhere to send it to you. It's good fun.
Oh, yeah, well, I
Um,
didn't.
he does a great job being Tony Wright as well. Because that's the thing, like
He
me,
looked
no one knew
good.
going into it what was happening,
Mm.
right? It was a surprise to everyone in the room. So we was announced as the match, and the graphic looked a little bit weird. But we were like, you've got to send me out first because what's going to happen is I take the hood down and they see me as Chris Ridgway and they go, ha, that's funny. And then 5 seconds later, they'll go, well, if he's Chris, then who's Tony? And then that's the really big, like, that's the big punchline there. Seeing him come out in the tassels and the jacket, uh, and he got way too into it.
He suited the
It was just
tassels.
perfect.
Like the photos I've
He
seen,
suited a lot.
it, yeah.
The wrestling boots. He looked better in my wrestling gear than I did, and I think that helped with me being aggressive because also
Yeah, just like,
inside I was
how
like,
dare you look
"How's he
better
gonna
than
do
I
it better
do?
than me?" Yeah,
That's
yeah.
one way
So
to start a feud, I suppose. Well, not start a feud, but like one way to like evolve a feud is you look better in my ring gear than I do. I'm gonna kick your head in. Like
for sure,
there's been worse things to have a fight over, so at least
it's
it's
a very Tony Wright problem, I think, as
oh
well.
definitely a very Tony Wright problem. Oh, and also you branched out into refing as well. You were a special ref at Atomic. Oh, going back a couple of shows now.
Yeah. When was that? Really early this? Oh, December, wasn't it? Was it like December-ish?
It
Yeah,
could
it
have
was
been last
time.
week for me, Tony, and my brain just
I
doesn't
know.
register days. Um, but you looked so dapper. Like I've never seen such
Yeah.
a smartly dressed ref.
Again, I put loads of thought into it because special referees, they always have their own little spin on
Hmm.
what they do. I was thinking like everyone knows I'm such a big Shawn Michaels fan, so that people were like, "Oh, you're gonna wear like the little shorts and that, aren't you, and the vest?"
I was
I
genuinely thinking
thought,
you were going to come out in like a crop wet top and like the booty shorts like he did, and I was like really expecting it.
I thought about it as well, and I thought, okay, maybe again I can go that route of like I'll do normal ref attire, but I had black leather pants. I was like, what if the trousers are just like leather pants? Just something like that, a little bit spicy. But I thought I'll go the other route because the other side to me is that I really like formal attire and like loud colors and patterns. So I said I'm going to do the old school referee with the bow tie and the shirt, but because at Atomic they wear pink,
Hmm.
I got a little pink shirt as well, and yeah, I was quite happy with the. I felt proper. I felt like a proper 80s ref.
Honestly, you looked so good doing it. I was just like, Yeah, I'm just here in my leggings and Atomic t-shirt, and then you got Tony Wright who's like actively doing something, looking like that. I'm like,
Yeah,
yay.
well, it's the main event. I had to go all out for it.
You did, and yeah, you looked incredible doing it, and you did a stellar job as well, an absolute stellar.
Um,
Once your wrestling career
Thanks.
winds down, you can get into reffing. It's fine. You'll never leave the
Yeah,
ring.
I'll try not to fight people as much.
Eh,
Yeah, reffing was fun, but both of those people were winding me up that day. So yeah, there
yeah,
was some super kicks, there was some shoves, but yeah,
it's fine. I mean, Greenwood gets involved sometimes. It is
yeah,
like
yeah.
there are worse things that could happen.
Fair.
You were
Yeah,
fair for the majority of it. It's just their
I
own.
tried to be.
Yeah, it was just their own fault. They antagonized you. I couldn't even say the word then.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it's their own
yeah,
fault. It's fine.
yeah. We're past it now.
We're past it now. It's all good.
But
It's all good.
sort of. I'm still beefing with one
Yeah,
of those two men.
yeah. It's fine. It's fine. We can.
It's fine.
Oh, so speaking of you having these elaborate styles and things like that.
Hmm.
Obviously, you have just seen what my husband has decided to wear.
Yeah.
For anybody not who doesn't know, he's purchased a pair of Rob Van Dam shorts with pockets, so happy days, but they look awful. But yet Tony Wright is the one man who can pull things off like this, because what pants do you have? You've got Edge's pants, you've got Shawn Michaels pants,
Yeah, I've got those two
and
as
now
like
you're going to
joggers.
buy the others that he's just told
Yeah,
you.
and I'm gonna get some shorts, RVD shorts. They're already in my basket. I'm gonna buy them. I'll buy
Oh,
them after the record.
but like, how is it? You are probably one of the people who can get away with walking around wearing things like that, and everyone just goes, "Yeah, that's normal. Like that looks fine." If I tried doing that, I'd probably be sectioned under the Mental Health Act.
I don't know. I think it's just again, I've always kind of been a bit loud with my clothes,
Hmm.
but it's really kind of comfortable and natural to me. And I think it literally is just comes down if you carry it like it's normal,
Yeah.
and people just don't really. People might comment on it, but they don't necessarily uh, draw too much attention to it. Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
really know.
I think the only comments I've ever heard are, "I want those pants." Like that is the only
Yeah,
comments I've ever heard people say referring to them. It's like, "I want those pants. I need those pants." Me being one of them who has said that to both pairs, I'm like, "I need those pants. They're amazing." But are they really comfy? Because they look so comfy.
they are great. Yeah, they are cycled into my daily wardrobe so much. It is like I'll get a wear out of them. They go straight in the wash, and as soon as they're dry again, I'll be like, okay.
And again,
I just
right again,
yeah,
boys.
they are comfort wear. They're great.
I'm jealous. Like I can't get away with stuff like that. It's not fair. You boys, you have it easy. You're able to wear what you want and look fine.
I think there's not much variation with boys' clothes. So the only thing that looks I can do that is different is wear big colors and patterns and stuff. Because you just get shorts, trousers, t-shirts, long sleeve or short sleeve.
Mm,
Maybe the neck looks like there's only like five different versions of men's clothes. So it doesn't look that wild, I
yeah.
guess.
I mean, this kind of explains why so many wrestlers like alter their own clothing. Like you've got the Meat Wagon
Yeah,
Boys who literally cut the entire side out of a shirt and just have it hanging on by a little thread. Like I can
yeah.
kind of get that.
It's just trying to spice it up in any way possible, make it look a little bit different.
At least, yeah, you're making yourself known, I suppose. Like, I am Tony, hear me raw kind of thing.
Yeah, people notice me as soon as I walk in. That's half the battle
It's true.
of being a
That is
wrestler.
well, you'll never like, just slip under the rug. Everyone knows who you are. Like, see them pants. Oh, it's Tony. Hi, Tony.
If they don't necessarily recognize me immediately, they'll go like, "Oh, yes, that guy," because of the trousers and the
And if they don't
yeah,
recognize you by now, then they need to, up the game a bit, like what they're doing. You know what I mean?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, content. The actual
Yes.
event, Atomic at Content. Now, obviously, we had one 2 months ago, I want to say. This is where my brain
Yes,
starts hurting because I'm trying to remember dates and it doesn't go well. But
within the realms of like 2 months.
it's been about, because obviously we've had another event since then back at Asvex.
Yeah.
And we now have coming up content too. And that's
Hmm.
in, I want to say August. I really
Yes.
should know these. I'm working these days. I should remember when.
August 10th.
There it is. August
One of
10th.
the few days stuck in my head. It's all August 10th.
If it's wrong now, it's Tony's fault, not mine. He said
Yes.
I'm off the hook. Do you know? I mean, you don't have to tell us if you do know, but do you know what type of match you're going to be involved in? Do you know anything, or is it going to be a surprise to you? Do you think?
Um,
If you can't tell,
so,
that's absolutely fine.
well, nothing has been confirmed to me
Mm-hmm.
just yet, but at the last show uh I did go and have a little stare off with Scott Oberman after his successful defense. And basically my message is I never actually got a chance to win that title back.
Yes, he's true.
So, and I've been on quite a run. Um, Outside of my previous win and loss of the belt, my record still says that I should really be going for that right now. So that's me putting my name in the ring. I feel like that's where we're gonna head. But yeah, I'll wait to see either a graphic or have a conversation with them.
It's
But
just going
yeah,
to happen, and you're not going to get told anything. The graphic's just going to appear, and it's like you and Scott Oberman. Just like, oh shit,
that is
I manifested it.
honestly about 95% of my matches. I go, oh, okay, that's nice. I'm finding out when everyone else finds out. That's cool. I'll retweet that.
I love it. Like, just surprise me. Why not? I can do it.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't ask enough questions to promoters. I'm a little bit too easygoing where I go like, yeah, I'm just thanks for having me. I'm excited. I guess I'll see you on the day. And I don't. Other people go like, okay, what am I doing? Who's it with? What are these? What's the stipulation? I just go, yeah, I guess I'll find out.
You're like me. You're just like, yeah, I'll see you there. Just, I'll find out what I'm doing when I get there. It's all right.
I'm already on, aren't I? You know, I'm gonna wrestle, whether it's one person, two people, three people, 30
Exactly.
people. I'm
Exactly.
Yeah,
Who needs to know? It makes it more fun that way.
for sure. I think it helps not panic as much as well because I don't necessarily always want to know, like, oh yeah, you're in at number one on the Rumble in 20 days. I go, well, now I'm just gonna be nervous the whole time. I like to
Yeah.
sort of maybe turn up on the day when there's an hour to go until doors, and then they go, oh, by the way, you drew number two in this Rumble, and I go, okay, well, I guess I better get in the zone, try and win. Maybe that's why I don't maybe have much success in those matches. I need to prepare
Oh,
more, maybe. But
in my opinion, that is a better way to view it because, like you said, then you're not panicking for like however many plus days of right. I need to make sure, say I'm in at number one. I need to make sure I've got my cardio up. I need to make sure, I've done this, and then trying to work
yeah,
out, hang on a minute, who am I going to be in the ring with? Whereas if you get there on the day and they're like, oh, you've drawn number 15, you're like, oh, sweet, light work.
yeah, cool. Train for all circumstances.
Yeah, just stay on top of your game at all times and you're sorted. Like, just, you
Yeah,
get, love it.
absolutely.
I love it. So, do you have actually any like process that you go through when it comes to obviously preparing? Like, you're going to be at content. Obviously, we don't know what
Hmm.
match, but you're going to be there. So, is there anything where you think, right, there is so many possibilities of what kind of match type I can be in? Is there anything you do specifically to get ready for that?
Um, I sort of just again try not to think too much about the external circumstances and just try to work on me. Yeah, it'd be like I'm working, I work on my cardio, I work on my strength, I work on resilience, all that sort of stuff. Um, Try and iron out any sort of like nagging injuries beforehand, but not with any sort of specific, match type or scenario in mind. It's just getting myself to the best I can possibly get to within the time that I've got. It's always a process, I'm still learning on how to improve certain areas of my game. But I'm at the training school, Future Shock Performance Center, multiple days a week, working with others, helping others, working on myself. And we do loads of different stuff there, which is also great. Trying focusing on different things. Some days it's conditioning and working on that. Like let's just work on my gas tank, and then other days it's okay. Let me think some game plans. Let's look at my move set. Let's look at getting a few tricks up my sleeve that people don't know that I've got.
Yeah.
I like to vary it up.
Then they never know what's coming.
They never know what's coming. So I always have this thing of I work on loads of different stuff, and you've got the Tony Wright classics that you see in wrestling matches, but almost every time there is one thing that I've done differently that no one could have predicted I was going to do, and that could be anything. That could be, for instance, wrestled Conor Riley for the Future Shock Championship last year, and I whipped out a pile driver. No one's ever seen me want to do one of those before, but that was me going, I need to bring big tools to try and win this. And unfortunately, the match didn't go my way, but it definitely, I took him off his guard, and I really surprised people. But okay, he's really, he's really working for this. He's really, again, upped his game.
Yeah.
I just try to do that with every match, but a little something different every time.
Nice. I like that. It's variety. It's like when you watch, like, I'm going to take WWE as an example here. When you watch their programming, and you've got the likes of John Cena, like Randy Orton, they rely on the same moveset all the time. And when you see them pull something out that you're not expecting, it makes the match literally go from down here to like holy shit level of where did that come from? What has happened? And like you say, when you pulled out the pile driver, I think I was actually there for that match. When you pulled out the pile driver, it was one of them of holy shit, what happened? Like, where the hell did that just appear from?
Yeah.
And infinitely just bumped that match up to that next point of, yeah, this is fucking incredible. It worked.
Yeah, it's just sort of, it's the WWE thing's really interesting because obviously you see those people every week, or in the case of Randy Orton and John Cena, you saw them every week for about 10, 15, 20 years. So even now when they come back, you know what they do. But independent wrestlers don't necessarily get the benefit of being seen by the same audience every week.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we can't try and establish certain things that we do to then break the rules down the line and surprise people. And but there's a nice thing on the other side of it. You can change things up whenever you want because not everyone there knows what you do, or not everyone is familiar in the same way of most people. You couldn't. There's a handful of indie wrestlers that you watch where you definitely know what their finishing move is, but then everyone else on the show, you go, I don't know. I think I saw them win with a spear once, but sometimes it's a power bomb. It's the benefit is you can explore, you can change things up, stick with some things, change some other things. It's quite fun.
Nice. I want to move slightly away because this is the most I've talked about wrestling for God knows how long. Like you remember what my last lot of podcasts have been like. I don't talk wrestling too long. So I did well then. But one thing I did want to bring up, you posted, I mean, this was a while ago, about a show you were at and you had a parent come up to you about your scars.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, I read your post about that. It was the mum in me, I think. I just started welling up, like proper getting teary-eyed and everything. I was just like, that is absolutely incredible because obviously not everybody will know your story. And, people might just see you and be like, oh, yeah, he's got a couple of scars, whatever. But obviously this parent recognized those scars. And I mean, do you just want to tell the little story? Because it's so cute. And I'm just... I'm doing it
it's
already.
Very cool.
You never said it.
I know, we've not even talked about it yet. It's very nice. It's very cool. It's happened a couple of times. Uh, I got a message off of a parent who had, yeah, seen me wrestle. I've got these scars on my chest from open heart surgery when I was a baby. Born with a couple of defects. They're a little bit sciencey, so we don't have to go into too much. But they fixed it. I survived. I'm all good. But it can be scary, specifically for parents of young kids that have to go through those things, because there was a risk that I wasn't going to make it out, and every child that's in that situation is the same. It's very very daunting. So essentially, the message I got was saying that this mother has a child who has the same scars as me, and they come to the shows a lot, and she uses me as an example for her child, to say, look, this doesn't have to hold you back. You can do anything. There's someone right there, literally bearing the same scars in the middle of the ring, doing something that most normal people don't get to do. Um, so yeah, it's really, really cool to kind of be told that I'm for some people out there, I'm a little beacon of like, oh, this doesn't have to hold me back. I can do anything I want to do. It's really, really nice. I had the same thing with a young lad who wanted to start wrestling training and had seen clips of me and seen the scar. And it's the same thing of he got checked by his doctor to make sure he's actually okay to do it, which was my advice. Please check with them.
Yeah.
Um, but he's now looking at training schools, and I put him in the direction of some really nice ones local to him. Um, but yeah, it's just like it blows my mind a lot. I can't quite fathom it. It doesn't quite. It's still not sort of sunk in how much that actually means. But
Yeah.
I do know that it is like uh, very special, very cool, and it's very nice for me as well. Those sort of comments, those sort of things, always come at the right time and go, oh, okay, I'm doing this for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, like, I don't know if you can see, like, proper glassy eyed. I'm like, hold it back, don't cry on podcast. Like, but when I saw that, I genuinely, I was like, that couldn't have been said to the most sweetest person ever, because like, because you are so lovely, you're so humble, and you are genuinely one of the nicest people to see at a wrestling show. When I see your face, I smile because I'm like, yay, Tony's here. He's so nice. And then when you get that appreciation from people of like, you're a warrior, you have gone through this, you now do this, you're a beacon of light for, my kid who's going through the same thing. It's like, you deserve those accolades, you deserve that nicety from people. And I can't do it. I don't
Thank
like
you.
being this nice.
It's right. You can say something mean in a second if that helps. Yeah, I'm definitely someone like I'm very open about my day to days and stuff like that, and I'm someone who needs reminding sometimes, and those things do a really, really great job.
Yeah, because
Uh,
I mean, I've seen the stories you've been put up, obviously with the mental health awareness and things like that, and not that I stalk you or anything, but obviously, we are friends on Facebook. You do pop up on my news feed, so
yeah.
it does happen. I just sit and watch things, and it's one of those things where obviously I do struggle a lot with my mental health as well. And, seeing you actively, posting about it and being like, it's okay to, not be okay. It's okay to have these down days and things like that. It does
Mm.
make me go, do you know what? Yeah, I'm having a shit one, but there's always tomorrow. There's always, something that is going to come along and it'll be okay.
Mhm.
So, I appreciate those videos, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people who, have seen them and think, yeah, I needed to hear that, So thank you from, a fellow, you know, I don't even know what I am, just I'm a weirdo, I know that, but like just to
We're
hear
all
stuff,
weirdos.
yeah, exactly. Boring. It's normal being boring. Hang on, no, it's normal being but it's boring being normal. There we go. That made more sense. English is
It is normal being boring as well, to be fair. I'd
yeah.
hate to be that.
Right, so we'll go away from the soppy stuff. We'll go away from the wrestling type stuff. Come on, give me some geeky shit. Like, what have you been up to this week?
So I have dived back into video games because I avoid them for so long, and now I'm back to it, and I've just started in like the last day this first Kingdom Come Deliverance game,
Okay.
like medieval. It's basically like it was described online as like medieval GTA, and it's pretty close to it. It's a bit Skyrim-y as well, actually. Um,
Sorry, we started talking about video games and look,
yeah, there it is.
he's appeared.
It's fair. It's a very fun game, but it's very frustrating. It's hard, and I don't like things that are difficult. It's very, I'll be the first to tell you I play a lot of story games on easy mode because real life is hard enough. The games are just for me to have a. I want to switch off. I don't want a challenge.
Oh,
Exactly.
I think it's become a couples podcast
Exactly.
now. Easy.
Yeah,
I play most shit on easy because
Yeah.
I want to enjoy it.
for sure. Absolutely. I'm so glad other people. I feel like, especially
Everyone
online,
can see the shorts now.
is the RVD shorts. They're great. Yeah, I feel like whenever you read up games and stuff like that, it's always people that are like, "Oh, I play it on insane death mode and it's nothing, and anyone else that plays it any less is not worth playing the game at all." And I'm like, I don't want to have to keep loading up the same bit again. I just want to see. I want mindless fun. I want
Yep.
a bit of story. I want to drive around a little car or run around in a field or something and maybe fight some enemies. But I don't want it to be difficult. That's my experience of a game.
You know what? I feel you completely there because, like, the amount of times I've played any Crash Bandicoot game, like, I love those games. But when I was younger, I used to die on the exact same part of the exact same level every damn time, and it put me off. And that you can't even change the difficulty on the Crash Bandicoot.
No.
Every single time, and I was just like,
So
don't like this.
when did the newest Crash come out? 3-4 years ago?
Is there a new one?
Yeah. Crash 4.
Tony knows the one I'm on about. I bought it you for Christmas. You
Oh,
played
yeah,
it
but the
once
last
Christmas
time-
Day for 40 minutes and got that angry that you haven't turned it back on.
There we go.
It's hard. I've tried playing the newest Crash Bandicoot a few times. It's really difficult.
Yeah, like I like going back
But
to
also,
games that I know I can enjoy playing.
yeah, safety games.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, put a wrestling game on, regardless of how long it's been since I played it, I will probably still smash it, like, and be fine and happy. But then when I put the next one on and change the controls, then I suck for about 10 minutes until I rearrange what I'm doing with the controls, and then it's all good again.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
they're still like normal mode because doing anything more difficult, like, nah, I'm all right, thanks.
Yeah, normal is like acceptable sometimes, but I'd never ever care for hard or extreme mode or any hardcore mode where it's like you die, you have to restart the game. What's the point?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm living hardcore mode.
I used to with the Metal Gear Solids.
Oh no, see, I hate
But-
when you have like the trophies to do and it says you've got to like do this on I think beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania on legendary difficulty. Fuck off.
No.
Nobody's doing that.
No.
I was
Yeah.
happening?
you saying give you an old wrestling game. So we have WCW Backstage Assault. WCW
Oh,
Mayhem.
no.
He literally bought this.
Oh, I've seen one of them.
Yeah. He turned it on, got angry with it because he couldn't do it. He gave it to our 5-year-old who somehow bossed it.
Oh no, that's a different one.
Oh, is that a different one?
Yeah.
She still beat you.
This has
Oh god, it has got right, Tony, we're gonna have to bring this to a show and show you because it's got a load of wrestling games on it.
Yeah, please
Like,
do.
a lot of them.
yeah. It's got 15,000 games on it.
Oof.
I mean, nobody needs that many games, but you know.
Oh, I do because there's still stuff that I want that isn't on it.
What has this turned into?
Which is why there's a second SD card slot,
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh,
so I can add mine to a different card and put it in. So I can play like the Punisher for the PS2 and stuff like that.
that's pretty decent to be fair.
It is a sick game.
Oh my god, what has happened here?
Yeah.
What has happened here? I don't know anymore. Like,
I do have back there. There's a bookshelf full of old comic book games. So I've got like the Nick Cage film Ghost Rider game.
Yes, I sort of briefly remember playing that years
It's
ago.
terrible, but I had to have it.
Yeah, there's loads of games like that where you're like, it's not. I know this is far from a masterpiece, but it's enjoyable to me.
The one thing
Mickey
I'm
Mouse
looking
Castle
forward
of Illusion.
the one thing I'm looking forward to on that is it's got the Daredevil game for Game Boy Advance that came with the Ben Affleck film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never had that, so I'm looking forward to playing that. I know it's going to be crap, but
you can say that you played it.
Yeah.
This is
Without
just turned
spending
into
a fortune
nerdness
for
now,
it.
isn't it? Yeah.
Right, I'll let you do that. I am halfway through tea. I'm halfway through tea and a beer.
Bye bye. So we'll stay on the track of nerdy shit. Like, obviously, I'm sat in probably the biggest nerd room imaginable, and you can only see like half of it. So, what nerdy collectible shit have you got? Pants.
Apart from those, I don't have too much. I do have like a couple of shelves which are like pop vinyls and figures. I have to say, I do have a shelf for Shawn Michaels.
I wouldn't have
I've got
expected
loads of Shawn Michaels figures. I've got a few pop vinyls and quite a few figures. I'm basically trying to get like a through the ages little run going.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
With HBK?
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna probably be gifted a figure now. This happens.
Hold the beer.
This happens. Somebody comes on, talks about something they like, and he goes, "I've got one of them. I'll find it for you."
Can I just say that's the first time I've ever seen a real life hold my beer moment.
It happens way more than you think.
Green box, but it's the HBK from that range with the.
Is that Edge?
Yeah, with the rubber arms and rubber legs, the early 90s ones.
I did not know they made one of Shawn Michaels in that range.
Yeah, he's got like the turquoise pants.
That's really cool.
Yeah, yours, mate.
Thank you very much. Genuinely.
I've been waiting to clean that one up and get rid. Yours.
I will happily take.
Have that many figures now. He is literally just going, right, who likes this person? Who can we give this to? Yeah. So now any Shawn Michaels he comes across, you are probably just going to get them launched at you.
Apart from the DX one that's down there somewhere with the rest of DX.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I ran out of shelf room before I could put DX up.
That's bad, isn't it? Like, that's bad. We can ourselves. Oh my gosh. Right. Yeah, this has just evolved into absolute anarchy. Oh my days. So, at time of recording, I must stress that it is now the 3rd of June. So this isn't going to be going out until, what day did I say? The 25th?
25th, yeah.
So obviously, between now recording and that coming out, there is quite a bit of a gap. The joys of having, a recorded one and a live one every other week, it breaks my brain because I never remember what I'm doing. So, is there anything from when this goes out onwards that you want to promote, that you want to, tell people to buy tickets for and go see you wrestle? Or is there anything coming up you want to make like, right, do this?
So I'd say like the biggest shows, I've got 3 like big shows that I really feel like are going to be like the cap of my year. So and they're in the next couple of months. So July, I believe July 11th, but you'd have to check. But True Grit, I'm challenging Adam Bolt for the True Grit Pride title in a ladder match.
Oh,
ladder match for me. So that's a huge one. I'd really love people to. Every time I wrestle Adam Bolt, it's really, really, it's a really, really good time. And this is kind of like going to cap everything off. We've wrestled a few times now. So that's going to be a big one. I think it's like the main event of that show. So it's pretty huge.
Amazing.
True Grit shows are just fantastic anyway. If you can't make that one, check those out. Yeah, we'll do Atomic content in August. That will be huge as well. The content venue is insanely beautiful.
It is.
Atomic shows are, I'd say they're a 10 out of 10. And with content as a venue, it makes it a 11 or a 12. I don't know what to say. They're just great. And I think the Future Shock anniversary show as well, which is August 17th, in Stockport. Future Shock is my home. I'm building towards also dethroning Scott Oberman there. He is my mortal enemy.
Scott Oberman, he's just in the way everywhere.
He's in my way.
He's
everywhere. Every time I build momentum, he is literally just ahead of me. Or in the case of when I won the Atomic title, he's just behind me and then he overlaps me. So yeah, the anniversary show will be a big one as well. Stockport, August 17th. That will be a very big show, and Future Shock always delivers.
Oh yeah, Future shows are incredible. I need to get to a True Grit show though, because the cards look insane. Like every time I've seen a match card, I've gone, really need to go to that. And then obviously something happens and I'm like, God damn it, I can't go. But I need to get there because like watching you and Adam Bolt in a ladder match live will be that would make my head implode. Like I need to see that live. Like no good watching it on like whatever streaming service I can get it on, but that needs to be in person. So I need, what date was that on? I need to get down to that one.
I think it is July 11th.
Right.
But I can double check that for you.
Yes, but I shall have a I shall have a look in my diary and be like, right, who can I get to babysit? So I mean, we've been on now for nearly an hour, and you know, I don't want to I don't want to take up the rest of your day, and unfortunately, I have to go and finish my daughter's hair because she decided. I mean, admittedly, 2 hours before I got on the call with you, she went, "Mummy, can I have braids?" So, like, you've seen how long his hair is. Hers is the same but thicker. Only managed to get up here. Like, so all the back's done. She just now has a top knot, like waiting for me to finish the rest of it off. The joys of parenting. Yay.
At least you've done it in parts, though. That's a good way to break it up.
Oh, no, believe me, it got to like half an hour before I had to come on here with you, and I was like, right, my hands felt like this. I was like, stop now. Like, I can't feel my fingers anymore. So, yeah, I'm going to go and finish that job and then hopefully go to bed at a reasonable hour. But before we go, is there anything else you would like to say? Or, you know, is there anything you need to plug? Like, I don't know, is there anything fun coming up? Have you got any like comedy shows or anything? Because I know obviously you do still dabble a bit, don't you, in your comedy and stuff? So
yeah, I've not got anything booked in as of yet with the comedy stuff. It has just been doing a couple of favors for friends, and it was fun, but I've not really dived too much back into that world. I don't really know if there's anything to plug. Obviously, I've put those 3 shows, but I can't think of anywhere else that I'm at. Luckily, busy, a lot of nice things coming up, but I could not tell you where.
Well,
getting about though.
Follow Tony on all social medias, and then you'll see everything that's coming up.
Please do. Yeah, social media wise, pretty much every app, my handle is Tony_Wright 97. So if you're not following me, that should be the username.
Easiest way to find them. It's fine. I will try and remind Johnny, who edits these, to put a link to your socials in like the little thingamabob description box. There we go. There is a word for it, and I got it eventually. I'll try and remember to remind Johnny to like put it in. I'll send in the links and stuff, but we will get there. We will try and be professional about this. I doubt it's going to happen, but there is an attempt there. So I've done my best.
That's all good.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Tony. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And
it's been lovely. Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you at the next show, which no doubt will be very soon because we tend to bump into each other more often than not now, which is great.
Yeah. Well, it'd be a matter of a week or 2.
Yeah, more than likely. Right, well, thank you so much for joining me. Much appreciated. And everyone, please go follow Tony. Go to the shows that, I mean, not literally, because that's just weird. On social media, follow Tony, not in person, because again, strange. But yeah, go to the shows like that he's going to be on. Absolutely incredible. And you will not be disappointed. I promise. And if you're not satisfied, I don't care. Then you have bad taste. Simple. I'm just going to lose viewers now because I'm slagging people off for not like but it's fine. Anyway, again, Tony, thank you so much. I have loved having our chat, and I will see you again soon.
Loved it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Bye.